Well, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Around the Metaverse, our weekly show where we bring together some of the best content creators from the blockchain and NFT gaming community, talk about all the recent news, and give you guys everything you need to know to stay up to date. First and foremost, Bored Ape Yacht Club in hot water again with, our favorite person here regulating at the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler, coming after Yuga Labs. For the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection, and ApeCoin. And it's curious. We've seen the SEC in headlines here a couple times now recently, and I want to get your guys' opinion on why that might be. So Stash, let me start with you.
It's Gensler, man. Dude loves the spotlight. He literally he loves having the attention on him. And I mean, we've seen this already. He wants to make headlines. He's trying to splash the pot and scare everybody else by going after some high profile people like celebrities. We just saw the Kim Kardashian, fiasco here a couple weeks ago, which we covered. But I think that actually really has a lot to do with this. We still don't know what's going to happen with the SEC and Ripple case, which I think is a pretty landmark type of case when it comes to how are we going to treat crypto? How are we moving forward into this space? What, if anything, of existing SEC and securities laws should really be applied to crypto and now NFTs? And so I think we're getting to this point where, they're like, okay, well, now we've started to see this stuff in the headlines. People are saying how there's, millions of dollars going through these things. They're selling for millions of dollars. And, I think that they kind of put it in the crosshairs now because obviously Bored Ape Yacht Club is the biggest name recognition in the NFT space. And really the NFTs themselves, I don't think are really the subject of what the SEC is looking at here. I think all this really is going to revolve around ApeCoin and having and owning an NFT that then gives you some sort of benefits like earning tokens. And we've seen this from a lot of different projects where you hold this NFT, you stake the NFT, and you get some sort of tokens or something. It's a pretty popular method. And so I think that could be really what's on deck here. Not necessarily all NFTs themselves, but NFTs that give you some sort of staking benefit because I think that, the attack on proof of stake is really what Gensler and the SEC are going after. And I don't know, man. I don't see this going well for Yuga Labs. They say they're going to cooperate as much as possible, but I don't know how. I mean, I know that they've kind of distanced themselves and say, oh, no, it's not us, it's the Ape DAO. That's how you kind of get around this legal wise. But I don't know if that's going to hold up, man. I don't know how you guys feel about DAOs and if you think that's going to hold up. But I think that's kind of the thin veil they have, Yuga Labs, of trying to distance themselves from this. I don't know if it's going to work, man.
I don't know if it's going to work either, but it's even if it doesn't work, and if you ask me, a stakeable NFT that delivers vested tokens that have a value based on whatever that company is doing sounds like a security to me. I mean,
to poke the hole in that though is when the Bored Apes came out, there was never a promise of anything. And that's the whole thing, is that at the basis at the time, when they mint out and you purchase, if that's not in your roadmap, then you can't be held liable for something that you then airdrop afterwards. That's what every NFT collection is doing now, is that they're saying, hey, we don't really have big plans right now. We're going to get to it. So let's all get there together. And then they mint out and they say, all right, here's the fucking plan. This is what we're doing. Here's what you're going to get, yada, yada, yada. Because they can't say it beforehand. They can't offer you some kind of return as your incentive to purchase.
I think the motivation, a lot of people think that the SEC and regulators are in it for the money. And of course, the government does want their share of taxes. But if you really break it down, agencies like the SEC only exist to regulate. And so if they're not regulating, then each individual in that organization is not moving up in their career. If you're not regulating new areas, then as a director in an agency like that, you can't expand your department and move your career forward and make more money yourself. And so this is the new expanding frontier in finance. And how are you going to move up in the organization? You're going to have to wait for somebody to die, or you can expand the organization and show that the new frontier of finance is now somewhere where you're going to command authority, and now you need to make more hires and you need more funding so that you can grow the government. That's how government officials succeed, is they grow the government and they spend all of their money. And so that's motivation number one of the SEC. I'm not saying that's the mission of the organization, but that's motivation number one of the people at the SEC. I have worked for organizations before in the financial publishing industry that were pursued by the SEC, and they can be very aggressive in these initial stages, even without making any sort of criminal accusations. And they can do aggressive things like shutting off your bank accounts and shutting down the operations of your organization, turning off your servers just while they're looking into it. They actually did that to an organization I worked with, and I was actually on my way onto another opportunity. They did that to that organization, destroyed the business, literally decimated the business. And then once a judge took a look at it, immediately threw it out. There was nothing there. But the SEC, just by investigating them and telling them to hit the brakes on their business for a minute, literally destroyed the business. So the SEC wields a lot of power. They need to wield that power in order to have their jobs exist, or they lose their jobs. They literally lose their jobs, and they literally lose their funding if they don't regulate nonstop. Please tell us what the law is. Like,
And they
we
just can't.
want,
That's,
we
yeah,
just
like
want
Nobody
to,
knows.
yeah.
like we
It's all
want to
great.
comply so bad.
But the problem with that too is it being wanting to comply so bad that you're willing to accept antiquated laws that literally have no real application towards what's going on in the space. I think that pushes it too far. I want to comply as well, but I want the laws to make sense. I don't want crypto and NFTs and tokens to be crammed into this old box that literally has not been updated for what's going on in this technological revolution.
Yeah, and
A lot of the
all
legislation doesn't even understand crypto. You can tell that from just a few of the like a while back when they had the hearing with Congress and the guys from all of the major crypto exchanges, the centralized exchanges go and speak on behalf of whatever there were, and there was a lot of confusion in general. Like, most of the people replying on the panels just seemed like completely oblivious to everything that was going on. It was like when you were talking to your grandma about computers for the first time. It's just they don't get it. It's not something that was just that it's just something that appeared one day and they don't understand it. A lot of them are scared of it too because of their own vested interest in stocks and the current financial system without crypto.
Yeah, if anyone in the SEC watches this show or knows somebody in the SEC, I can tell you that there's chatter in the media and like on Twitter. If you listen to Twitter as somebody in the SEC, you might think that the people in the crypto industry and metaverse industries are anti-government all the way, and they don't want any regulation, and they want to have like this adversarial relationship with regulators. That's what most of the chatter is there. I could tell you in reality, the people actually building the space and are professionals here, we do not want an adversarial relationship with regulators. We just want to comply so we can make cool stuff that people use.
We're running out of time. We're off the rails just a little bit here at the end, folks, but I want to thank y'all for joining us. Andrew, J-Chain, Zueljin, thank you for coming on the show tonight. All y'all watching out there, thanks for sticking through this with us and having a good time. Don't forget to smash that like and hit subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to share the love to our friends' channels here as well, linked in the description. Go show them some support as well. But that's all we have for tonight, folks. Catch y'all next Monday for another episode of Around the Metaverse, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and we out.